Let's talk about health, shall we? You see, there are 4 steps to perfect health. And when I say perfect health, I mean not only your physicality, your mobility, feeling wonderful and fluid, but as well as your mental clarity, your organization of thoughts, your mental health, and ultimately, and probably the most important and most underrated, our emotional health, well-being can be improved upon just through some daily habits. First one, drink water. That's right, we need to drink a big amount of water every single day. And when I say big, it doesn't need to be the 2 liters or 5 or whatever cups a day, because we should always do things instinctively and until satisfied. Our body has mechanisms to tell us when to start consuming something and when to stop consuming it. Water, as well as fat, as protein, are the 3 only essential macro, meaning big, nutrients that we need to consume every single day in a somewhat big amount. And again, big doesn't mean that it has a specific number or a specific size. It just means it's a somewhat visible and palpable amount. Secondly, exercise. We should be exercising daily, whether through our work, our job, or whatever, where we can have a lot of mobility every single day. We can move, or we go, for example, to the gym. But the most important thing is that we train our cardio, meaning our heart and lungs, as well as our muscles through resistance training. So if in your work, whether you're on a desk or whether you're working making houses, you're probably missing out some of these components. Maybe your work allows you to work your biceps, but lacks the work on your back. Maybe it allows you to work your triceps and chest, but your legs could be worked upon. That's why it is intelligent to, at least once in a while, go to a gym and do one day of this or of this or of that. If you have the ability to go every single day, just do this one day, this another, and this another, and maybe rest one day or just repeat. The most ripped, the most bulky lions out there, which are around twice as big as regular lions, live in a delta, meaning every time they want to go out to hunt, they need to cross the river, they need to swim, meaning not only like other lions, they work out their heart and lungs and their legs through running, but they work out other muscles because they need to cross that delta, that river, that lake actually. And if you want to do things like a lion, do it dry, meaning don't drink during your exercise. You drank water before going to the gym, now work out dry, just like any other predator would do. There are apparently a whole bunch of benefits to dry fasted exercise. You search them out for yourself. Step 3, eat meat. This can be any meat, but fresh, ideally ruminants, are best. This means beef, lamb, goat, deer, bison. Ruminants have a rumen and 3 other compartments in their stomach, meaning they filter out very well whatever they eat. But like I said, the most important thing is that you eat meat. So this is ideal, but don't. Maybe you do the base of your diet around this, but don't obsess about it. If somebody invites you to dinner at their house and eats chicken, as long as you don't have severe autoimmune diseases, you'll probably be fine with eating chicken. Some people eat chicken and pork every single day, or any other poultry. The thing is for you to realize what works best for you. Most people found out that they feel best on a ruminant based diet. That doesn't mean that they can't eat a little bit of chicken or pork or even fish once in a while. But always remember, they are not ideal because ruminants are the best when it comes to micronutrients. You see, we have salt as an essential micro, meaning small nutrient every single day that we have to get. I mean, sodium. If we ate nose to tail plus the blood, we would get enough sodium. But because that's not the case, we should be salting lightly. Ruminants by themselves also have a whole bunch of micronutrients like creatine, taurine, carnosine, carnitine, so many other CoQ10. You cannot imagine the number of advantages there is to consuming a ruminant-based diet. It should be fatty meat. That's why ruminants and also pork are easier. But if you eat, for example, some chicken, just add some butter. Or maybe the cut was lean, just order some butter if you're at a restaurant or somebody's house. Why fatty? Because it's one of the 3 essential macro big nutrients. We should be consuming big amounts of water, fat, and protein every single day. Again, big doesn't mean a certain number and shouldn't mean a certain number, because we should be instinctive about it and stop when satisfied, because there are mechanisms to start and to finish. But as a rule of thumb, it's very important that you realize that in front of you on your plate, before you start eating, it should be 10 to 40% fat by volume. What does this mean? That visually or by weight, if you have a steak this size, this is fat or butter. Why? Because unless you're getting 10% fat compared to muscle meat, which is the protein, you won't have enough results. Just like if you drink a little glass of water every single day, it will do mostly nothing. But if you drink proper amounts of water, as your instinct tells you, until you're satisfied, then you get the big results in terms of your physicality, your mental clarity and focus and ability to be productive, as well as your emotional health. So there is a minimum requirement every single day. You can go by numbers. I suggest you go instinctively, but before you start eating, make sure you have around here. If you go around the 40%, for example, a lion will eat 15 to 30%. So if you have, for example, some ground beef, some 80-20 or more fatty, it's perfect. But if you have a beef where you can see the fat separately, just eat as much as you wish. For example, grab some very fatty meats and some extra butter and eat as much as you wish. Maybe you will eat only 15% that day. Maybe the next you wish to eat almost the 40. That's why it is intelligent to have the 40 in front of you every single day. Whether it's 10 from the meat fat and the rest from butter. But always allow yourself to follow your body when it asks you. And that's basically it. There is no step 4, because you just repeat the next day. You drink water, you exercise dry, you eat meat, and then you repeat. Drink, exercise, eat, repeat. It's as simple as water. It's as simple as some cardio and some resistance training. It's as simple as some meat, which is the easiest things to cook in the world. You just need an air fryer. You just put the meat there after you come home from exercise, and after the shower the meat is done. Maybe you want to just turn it over and do a little bit more for 5 minutes while you arrange the table and put the plate, and that's it. It's the simplest thing in the world. You go to the butcher, then you put meat in the freezer. From the freezer you put it in the fridge for that day, and then you put it in the air fryer. And it's literally just ta ta ta. You're just moving things around. You don't have to actually work on them. Work is here. Is your equivalent to hunting. And that's it. Eat fatty meat. Add salt unless you're eating nose to tail. If it's not fatty, just add butter. And make sure you base your diet on mostly fresh ruminants. Cuts like the chuck or others from the breast, or maybe even alternative cuts, will allow you, like even ground beef, as long as you read the label and it's 100% meat, it's fine, because sometimes they add the fillers and the preservatives. You don't want that. If you buy some prosciutto or some cold meat, make sure it's just meat and salt. Some jerky or whatever, meat and salt. So when I say here eat meat, I mean eat 100% meat. If you're just drinking a little bit of water, if you're barely exercising, you just do 20 push-ups a day and that's it. If you're eating just a little bit of meat and you're eating plants, you cannot expect to get results. This will allow you to feel better than ever. But I mean, I would actually change here a little bit. I will actually add an extra last thing. I would say to you, avoid all plants if you want perfect health. That is my recommendation. Discipline equals freedom, but in discipline meaning, it's a little bit of coffee, it's just a little bit of cake, it's just a little, you will get undesirable results. Your health, not only your physicality, that's the most irrelevant of health, also important, but your mental clarity, your ability to focus, and your emotional health, your ability to feel at rest, at peace with yourself, will result from whether you do this or not. And this by far is the most impactful. Swapping this for this will have the biggest impact on your emotional health. That is my experience, and that is the experience of so many different people. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, send them the link. And if you want to check videos just like this, or some others about mine, or even around home, please hit that subscribe button so that you will be the first one to get those. Thanks.